Hello and welcome back to the Midnight Moose channel. We have another tier list for you today for certain Isaac items. Today we're going to take a look at I item. It's the first time we're not using a curated list from the wiki for certain transformation or otherwise. We've made this list ourselves. The I community, of course, has come together and we're going to take a look at these. Anyway, as always, it's a full item tier list, but I moved the eyes to the top, so don't ask me any questions on that, please. Let's go over the rankings. First of all, so everybody can understand, so we can be eye to eye on the subject. All right, first rank here, a sight. There's a few different phrases that begins with the term a sight to behold, a sight for sore eyes. Both of them evoke the feelings of immense pleasure, in my opinion, or at least something great. So a sight is the top tier an eye item can be, whether to behold or be a sight for sore eyes. Okay, eye candy is the next tier down. Eye candy looks good, right? By definition. The substance itself might not always be there, might be a little lacking, some would say, so it's not a sight. It's eye candy, it's good, but it's not the best. Rank 3, eye cap'n. It's what you say to your captain when you're sailing on a boat and, you know, you agree to do an order or whatever. It's not your favorite thing to do. It's not a terrible thing to do. Eye cabinet, it's right in the middle. And I think that makes a lot of sense. For a middling item in the eye category that you don't love or hate, but you're okay with it, right? Next one, of course, I'd rather not. I'd rather not have this item, but I'll take it. It's something. It's not extremely detrimental to the run. I'd rather have a different item. I'd rather not have this item. And that's why it falls in that rank. Thank you. All right. The next one, and of course the last one, I can't believe this item is in the game. I can't believe Ed is okay with this. I can't believe anyone would like this item, and I assume no one does, is what I would say for items I put in this ranking in the yellow. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get to the, let's get to the list of items, okay? Number 1. Kane's Other Eye. Kane's Other Eye. They changed Kane's Other Eye recently, and by recently I of course mean 7 or more months ago. So that's always nice. Kane's Other Eye fires your shots in a random direction, follows behind you, right? Instead of wandering around the room, firing useless shots practically all the time. Previously, I would have said, I can't believe this is in the game. But at the moment, I think I'll leave it at eye cap'n level. It's a-okay. It can hit some enemies sometimes, but it's not always perfect. But it's a nice addition that, could be better, but could be a lot worse. So right now the eye cap'n level, I think is where we're going to start with Kane's Other Eye. Now I did mention the phrase could be worse. Here's something that couldn't be worse. Cursed Eye. Cursed Eye is in the game. I can't believe it's in the game. I dislike it immensely, even when I pick up Black Candle to nullify the curse effect. Just the fact that I have to hold and let go of the buttons, I don't know. Personally, it's a little annoying. I just rather hold the button and focus on something else. Like Transformers 3. I'm just kidding, I've never seen that movie. Anyway, Godhead. I've heard it's a pretty good item. I picked it up a few times myself. It puts a giant eye right on your forehead. And that's pretty good for the eye item tier list, so I'm going to rank it quite high. Godhead, it's a sight to behold. And when you see it, you know there's a light at the end of the tunnel for your run, and there's a light around every shot you cry in-game. And I think that's great. Alright, what's this? Lost Contact, right? Lost Contact gives you shielded tears. It's a great defensive item, unless your tier rate is quite low. Let's see here. It's almost always a positive. So I'm gonna put in the eye candy level. It's a nice item to find. It's not game winning, it's not run winning, essentially. But it's quite helpful. I like it a lot. And I think it's a bit rare. I think it's too rare for its own good. They need to buff that appearance rate. Not that I think they will. Alright, Mom's Contact, right? Freeze effect. Mom's Contact, freeze effect. I like that a lot. It freezes enemies in place. What, 1/10 of the time, I assume? I like that a lot. It could be better. It could be 10/10 of the time. So I'm going to put in eye candy. Eye candy, Mom's Contact. I like it a lot. It's a very useful item. And there's nothing wrong with freezing an enemy. Most of the time. Eye in the back of your head, Mom's Eye, whatever it's called. It's like Kane's other eye, except the shot is always in the wrong direction. So I'd rather not have this item, but I can believe it's in the game. I can see a path where it's a good item. Sometimes, depending. If you're getting attacked from behind, certain other items line up your shots in front of you, so that way the back shot goes forward. I'm a-okay with that. So that's why I'd rather not have it, but there's certain situations where you can really see its effect. Mom's eye shadow. Not necessarily an eye. It does have the word eye in it though, so I thought it belonged on the list. If you want to fight me on that, let me know. Eyeshadow charm tears. Less effective than freezing, because what if it's the last enemy in the room? Then it being charmed has basically no use, as far as I'm aware. Personally, on that anyway. Charm tears, I'm going to leave them in the II cap and level. It's nice to have, but it's not game winning, run winning, game breaking, none of those. But it's nice to have here or there when there's more than one enemy in a room. Alright, the next item, Polyphemus, named after the giant of legend, of course, with one big eye. I guess because he was a Cyclops. Maybe I should have led with that. Anyway, I'm going to put it in the sight to behold category. It's a sight for sore eyes, or a sight for one giant sore eye if you're a Cyclops with an eye infection, which I'm not at the moment, I'll have you know. But anyway, I think it's a great item. I think it's a great item all the time. It does lower your tear rate, it's true, but with the pseudo piercing effect, it's very helpful. The great damage, of course, is its main selling point. It's a great item to behold. It's a great item to have on any run. That's probably not a true statement, but pretty much. What do you think? I don't know. Proptosis. Proptosis was changed in Repentance, and ever since then, I've hated it with a fiery passion that I cannot put into words, unfortunately. I can't believe they changed Proptosis. I can't believe they changed it, and they made it a terrible item, in my opinion. And I don't like being up close against the monsters. They'll probably hit me at that point. They probably hit me anyway when I'm far away. That's just how good of a player I am. So when I'm that much closer, Proptosis really makes me get hurt, unfortunately, way too many times. That's how I feel about Proptosis. I can't believe it's in the game in its current version. Who approved that? That's what I want to know. Alright, Tech Point 5. I'm pretty sure it's an eyeball, right? It goes over Isaac's eyes most of the time, as far as I'm aware. Tech Point 5. It's a great item. It doesn't replace your shots. It's only additive to your offensive capabilities. So I'm a huge fan of Tech Point 5. Does it belong in eye candy? I think it's better than that. I think it's a sight for sore eyes. I think it's a fantastic item. It's a huge plus to any run. And there's almost nothing negative I can say. In fact, there's nothing negative that I can think of at the moment. And it's usually what I do for sport. So at the moment, that's great that I can't think of anything like that. Let's talk about technology, aka Tech 1. Replaces your tears with lasers, unlimited range. I don't think they're spectral though, right? So let's think about that for a second. I'm going to put them in the eye candy territory. Technology is always nice, generally. Depends on the synergies you have. It's not a sight for sore eyes. It doesn't mean you win forever, but it's always a boon for your run, in my opinion. So I'm a-okay leaving in the eye candy category. And I think that's pretty good. Tech 2, however, is different. It replaces one of your eyeballs with a laser shot that doesn't deal a ton of damage. Tech 2, I think I might leave it in the eye cap and tier. It's just uninspiring. Whenever I see it, I always think, I wish that was Tech 1, or I really need Tech Point 5 instead, please. Maybe I'd rather not. Maybe I'd rather not have Tech 2, depending. Honestly, maybe I'd rather not have it. That's the tier it belongs in, is what I will say about that. The inner eye, triple shot. Guess what it does? You fire 3 shots. You already knew that. It lowers your tear rate. You already knew that too. It's always nice to pick up. I don't think it's a sight to behold. I don't think it's a sight for sore eyes, because it's not always the coolest item you can find. But I think it's eye candy. I think it's a really good item. I think it's a really good eye-based item that multiplies your power by at least plus 50%, assuming all of your shots hit the enemies you intend to destroy. So I think eye candy is a pretty fair ranking there. Ludovico Technique from A Clockwork Orange. I read that in high school. I think. I forget by now, honestly. There's a giant eyeball on it. And you know what it does. It ruins your run, unless you have Brimstone or Tech or something like that. So, two things are true with Ludovico Technique. I'd rather not take it, ever. And I can't believe it's still in the game. I can't believe Ludovico Technique exists to begin with all the references in the game, and then Ed pulls out a Clockwork Orange reference? What's up with that? Anyway, I can't believe it's in the game. It's not a good item unless you have one or two other specific items. I think it's garbage, and I want it to explode forever. I don't want it to ever stop exploding. Goodbye, Ludovico Technique. Alright, the Peeper. The Peeper was buffed, I would say recently, but it's been a while. So what, one of your eyes does more damage, and then obviously it walks around the room, slapping people in the face with its cornea, or whatever. I don't know. I think it's an A-okay item. I think it's in the eye capping level. It's not super awesome, but the damage boost keeps it out of the bottom tiers. I think we can all agree. The Peeper, a nice middling rating, and I'm going to leave it at that. Dead Eye. Again, not necessarily an eye, but it has the word eye in it. Dead Eye. There you go. There's no negatives. That's one great thing I could say. So at a minimum, you're in the eye cap and level, because there's no reason to rather not have it. And you can believe it's in the game. Actually, there's no negatives. I can't believe it's in the game, but it's a discussion for a different time. Deadeye, I think it's a great item. It multiplies your damage, assuming you land shots, which I do every once in a while. It's true. Believe it or not. So at the minimum, it's an eye candy level. And even then, I think it might be a sight to behold. We've had Deadeye carry some terrible runs, which we really should have just held R and saved an hour doing. But you know, Deadeye, when you see it, it's a great time for everyone involved except your enemies and all of your foes. And that's what I think about that. Evil Eye is up next. Evil Eye shoots an eye out of your eye every once in a while, and then that eye shoots tears. I don't think it can make eyes under it of itself. Of course, that would be overpowered. Though I think Evil Eye's a really good item. I always pick it up when I see it. I never dislike it. And I think eye candy is a pretty fair rating for this eye-based item. It's powerful. Not super powerful. But if you're in a big room, you could have a bunch of them going. You could have a bunch of them shooting your enemies. And I think that's great news for everyone involved. Pupilla duplex, named after the biological condition of having two irises, or I don't even know the proper term. But anyway, you get, spectral tears, you get banana-shaped tears. I'm not overly thrilled with this item, personally. I think I'm going to leave it in the eye capping category. It's a battle in my own heart between eye capping and I'd rather not, but I guess there's technically no downside. Unless, no, I can't really think of a huge downside here. So I'm going to leave in the eye capping level. I'm not totally thrilled to find Pupilla duplex. And I guess I can't say anything negative, though I really want to. If there's like a tier between these two that I could call negative eye capping, Pupilla duplex would be inhabiting it 100% of the time. Until the end of time. Alright. What's this? Bloodshot Eye? Is that right? Why do I know all these names? This game is crazy. Anyway, Bloodshot Eye. It rotates around you. It fires at times. It stops shots. It's pretty good. Now that I think of it, I haven't seen this in a while. Is this unlocked, or are we just getting unlucky in our runs daily? I don't know. I think it's a huge positive. One of the first videos I did, this is a personal rating in my heart. One of the first few videos we did on the channel was a challenge where you had like 10 bloodshot eyes and that's it, I think. And you had to run into enemies, and I thought it was super fun. Check out the video if you want to. I'm going to leave it in the eye candy category. I think it's a good item. I think it's useful. And if you had 12 of them surrounding you, they're even that much better, believe it or not. That's what I would say about that. Bloodshot Eye, everybody. God, I hope that's the right name. Anyway, Eye of Belial. Eye of Belial, a fantastic item, 100% of the time. Yes, you have to pay a heart or two or whatever for it in the devil deal. It's a worthy price for an item that adds piercing, homing, and the cool color of red to your shots after they cross an enemy's body. It's a sight to behold. It's a sight for sore eyes. Eye of Belial is an incredible item that should be taken by everyone at every chance for any price. Unless it doesn't synergize, you know, if you have Brimstone or something, I guess it wouldn't work out then. I don't know. I don't code the game. Whatever. Anyway, I have agreed. I agreed. There's a few things I need to say, but I agreed to everybody listening today. Number one, I hate it. Never mind. I can't think of anything else. I can't believe I agreed is in the game. It simply drains your money over time. Sure, it can freeze, you know, whoever here and there. But tell me a time where you used it and you've ended up with a positive impact on your cash flow. I've never seen one personally, but maybe that's just me. I can't believe it's in the game. I don't think it's a good item. And I think it's garbage. There you go. Glaucoma. Glaucoma, the chance to confound enemies. And they're confounded forever, right? Once they get glaucomized, I'm pretty sure. And bosses are confused for a little bit with it. I'm almost certain. I like glaucoma. Its impact, I don't know if its impact is eye candy tier. Personally, I think we might have to leave it in the eye Kapp'n level. But again, if there was a tier between eye candy and eye Kapp'n called eye Kapp'n Plus, glaucoma would be the single soul and individual resident of that tier that would fit right here. I think glaucoma. I like it. I want to like it a lot. But right now it's an eye Kapp'n territory. Also, it darkens your screen a little bit, right? And I don't know about you guys. I'm hard of seeing depending on the time of day. So, not a huge fan of that. Pop. All your tears turn into eyeballs. Depending on your synergies, of course. Pop, I think it's a very powerful item, right? Your eyeballs. They linger. That's a positive. It's always fun to hear the pop. Sometimes they go a little around the screen more than you think they would be going around. And I don't know what that means, but I think that kind of describes what they do. So for that reason alone, it's not a sight to behold. It's eye candy. Pop, I think it's a good item. There's a small downside here or there, but generally, it's a very positive impact on your run. Pop, I think it's a great item to pick up every day. Tech Zero, I would call this an eyeball in it, right? I'm almost certain. It causes your tears to chain electricity between them. It also works, right, for familiar tears, chaining the ears, etc. I hope. Now that I'm saying it on the internet, I hope it's true. Anyway, I think it's a good item. I don't know if it will totally save a run and belong in this category. I don't think it will. That's no offense, it's just the truth. I think it belongs right next to Pop as a very positive item that can do positive things. If you miss 2 shots, suddenly the enemy is getting electrified because those 2 shots went right around him. And there you go, Tech Zero electrifying enemies since 1992. Evil Charm has an eyeball on it. I'm hoping that's an eyeball anyway, otherwise I'm not sure if this should be on YouTube. Anyway, Evil Charm gives you, did they nerf it? Is it 2 or 3 luck? And you're immune to like 27 different status effects, 2 of which are in the game. The other 25 are made up, I'm pretty sure. Thanks, Ed. There's technically no negative to picking it up, but just the fact that Ed had to list the other status effects in the item description that don't even exist, I'd rather not have it, Ed. I'd rather have a different secret room item. Please. You're trolling your players. I think that's incredibly rude. Ed, please go away. He already did. He's already coding some other game about cats or something. I don't know. Eye drops. I thought this was called teardrops. Apparently not, though. It's called eye drops, which makes sense considering what they are. Eye drops. It's a tears up. Obviously, that's good. Your one eye fires somewhat faster, which is great news. The only bad news, and this is from personal experience, so let me know if you ran into this as well. The only bad news is if you have eye drops on Keeper retain a keeper before he has a bunch of tiers up. Sometimes 2 of the volleys will fire quickly, and then you're not going to fire for another like 5 seconds. And there's monsters running up to you trying to eat your face. You know you need to fire, and you're holding the button down, and nothing's happening because the 30% went 30% faster that way, and then it's 60% slower to the other next shot. You know, I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying. Eye drops, eye capping. I think that's where you got to stay for the rare negative that can occur when you pick it up. Maybe it's me, but the tears up is nice, of course, and that's why eye capping makes it a good item, but not the best, but not the worst. Eye of the Occult. Eye of the Occult. I've been back and forth with Eye of the Occult, again, with personal experience. I originally picked it up in Anti-Birth, and I liked it a lot. And then I picked it up in Repentance. I didn't like it as much, but I've come around to it. I like it a lot. I don't like the Brimstone synergy. Aiming with the reticule for Eye of the Occult confounds me to no end, I'll be honest. And I'd rather not have that. But otherwise, I think it's a great item. It's not the best item, but I think it's a great item. It comes with the damage up, of course. So I think Eye of the Occult is eye candy tier. It will enhance your run, but it's not the best item on this list. We only got 3 more items. These are all just the regular items. You guys know that. So don't worry about those. Alright, Eyesore. Eyesore, you gain several hundred eyes on your face, and they shoot every once in a while in random directions. It's like Kane's Other Eye, except they're all jammed in your face all the time. So let's see here. They shoot randomly, right? They may strike some monsters, they may not. They do, I believe they copy your shots. Yes, I believe that's the truth. So that's good. I'd put him, I'm thinking about putting him on the same tier as Kane's Other Eye, even though he's only 1 shot and he falls behind. This is several. I guess it's better than Kane's Other Eye because there's several, depending. But I don't know if it's eye candy tier. Eyesore, I want to like it. Maybe it inhabits the tier between with Glaucoma. And for that, I'll put it here. And I don't do left to right rankings, but for this one I will. So somebody annotate that when this becomes a Guinness World Record for longest video about eyeballs in Isaac. Alright, Guppy's Eye. Guppy's Eye lets you see inside of chests. That's nice, so you don't open a chest that just has a troll bomb in it. It's nice because you know whether to do the trap room or challenge room, because if there's just one gray chest, it could have half a red heart, or honestly it could have a gold chest inside, or it could have several keys, or with red chests you'll know when they'll teleport you to the deals because they appear empty. Even Guppy's Eye cannot fathom an icon for the teleportation. I think it's a sight to behold. It's not going to affect too much combat-wise, potentially, but it reveals that. It reveals what's in fires and keepers, right? So you know if there's nickels or soul hearts and blue fires. I think that's incredible. There's no other item like it, I hope. And I think it's a great pickup all the time. Oculus Rift. Ocular being a word for meaning of the eye. I think it belongs on the list. Oculus Rift. I think it's a great item. I think the rifts on the ground suck in enemies and shots. I think if your run is lacking and you suddenly find yourself in possession of Oculus Rift, you're going to have a great time. Ocular Rift? Hold on, I gotta avoid copyright. What's it called? Ocular Rift. Anyway, I think it's a sight for sore eyes. It's a sight to behold, and I think it's a great item at any point in Earth's history. As you can tell here, we've completed our eye item tier list. These don't count. Most of them generally good. Some of them so-so, and a couple of them are just in awful tier, in my opinion. I can't believe those are in the game. But most of them, positive or more than positive, which is great. So eyes overall, 6 thumbs up from me. I'll say that. But that's it for the tier list. Let me know if I missed any eye items. Let me know if you completely agree. I'm sure 100% of you will. Thank you. And that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a dislike if you hated it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me on this channel. And that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. See you next time. And goodbye.